Mars will station direct in the water sign of Cancer, the house of the family, the homeland, the people, and the house where you feel safe. On the 27th of February, we will have a new moon in the water sign of Pisces, the 12th house of the zodiacal wheel, the house of faith, sympathy, and compassion. If you would like to know how would this be impacting you on a personal level and on the mundane level, then you really need to watch this video. Hello everyone, welcome to Athena Virtuous channel. I'm Athena. I am your spiritual advisor and your astrologer. As I mentioned earlier, Mars will go direct. Actually, Mars will station direct on the 23rd of February in the water sign of Cancer. Mars being retrograde or being in the sign of Cancer since September of 2024 and will leave Cancer in April. I believe April 17th and move into Leo. Mars started this retrograde motion on January the 1st and finally now is going to station direct at 17 degrees. And what's a 17 degree? Before I speak about the 17 degree, Mars is the ruler of Aries, is the ruler of a fire sign. Mars is an action-oriented. Mars takes initiative to achieve goals. Mars is known of being aggressive, combative. Mars also is all about passion. What makes me happy now is going to station direct in the water sign of Cancer in the 4th house. As Mars is the ruler of Aries, first house, and Cancer is the 4th house, is the house of my family, my homeland, my house where I live, and my people at 17 degrees. Well, first of all, Mars will return to this degree that happened back on October the 5th or around October the 5th. So we have to take into consideration the first week of October because Mars is revisiting that degree. So you need to go back to October, the first week of October of 2024, and remember what happened in your life around that time. So now let's dive deep to understand what's a 17 degree and what does it entail. Once again, 17 degree is the Leo degree. Leo degrees are 5, 17, and 29. For the purpose of this video and for the purpose of Mars stations direct on the 23rd, and by the way, if I didn't mention that, the 23rd of February is going to be tomorrow. I'm recording this video on the 22nd of February in the evening. It's about actually 7:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mars station direct on the 23rd, which is tomorrow. And most likely everybody felt the energy probably 5 to 7 days ago. Mars station direct, it means a lot because Mars is impulsive, is hasty, is fast, fiery energy, full of passion. Remember, Mars rules the adrenal gland. 17 degree is, as I mentioned, is a Leo degree. And the qualities of the 17 degree is what I like. And what does love mean to me? And what do I love? Love affairs, lovers, mistress, boyfriend, girlfriend. Remember, Leo is the 5th house of the zodiacal wheel, and that's what this house means. But once again, we're just talking about the 17 degree now. What's valuable for you? What are your top qualities? Or what's of the highest quality? It also means power or to rule, high-ranking position, to be a director, a manager, career advancement, hold a position of power. It also governs entertainment places, sports, facilities, stadiums, sport gear. It rules also children, for the sake of children, with the help of children, joy, optimism, golden life, being proud, dignified, to have a high opinion of oneself. Leo is the sign of the father. Remember, Leo is ruled by the sun, and the sun exalted in Aries, and Mars now stationed direct at this particular degree. During the time Mars was retrograde in Cancer, Mars now have came to the understanding of the value of the family, the value of being at your home, feeling safe, secure, at the place where you feel that is your sanctuary, at the place where you connect with the mother. Now you know all these values, you know how important this is to you. My home, my family, my people. I've been thinking for a while. I took time off from the people, from everyone, to have better understanding of what is the most valuable thing for me. Connected with my family, my mother and my people. Now, Mars is direct. Now, Mars direct in this house, most likely, lots of you felt the energy of anger, rage, calling for what are my rights? What's important to me? I have to take action now to achieve what's important for me, what's important for my family, what makes me feel secure, what helps me to protect my family. I'm gonna fight for it, and I'm gonna go to battles to achieve my goals. I'm not gonna wait for permission from anyone. And who is giving you that energy? And who is empowering you, Mars? It's obviously Saturn. Because Saturn, in the sign of Pisces, in the water sign of Pisces, actually trines Mars, Mercury as well, or forms an exact trine. Mercury is the planet of communication, networking, travel, telecom, the social media, the mainstream media, documentation, agreement, orders, gossip, trines Mars. This is an indication that your thoughts are in line with your feelings and with your actions. You put everything in order. You are well organized and you have planned. You've strategically planned your next actions. And now it's time to take that action. You feel the courage and you feel empowered by Saturn, by planning, as Mercury once again trines Mars. So you've created your plan, and now you feel you are empowered inside and out. Now you feel you are capable to take action and to move forward. Because Saturn, that trines with Mars, gives you that urge, supports you, and encourages you to take action. And it promises you also that as long as you are taking action with integrity and the integrity of the people around you, you're going to be rewarded. This energy of Saturn and Mercury trines Mars in water signs of Pisces and Scorpio obviously is very potent for the water signs and is very encouraging also for the water signs. So it'll create a water trine between Mars in Cancer, Saturn and Mercury in Pisces and Scorpio. And at this point in time, there is really nothing in Scorpio, okay? But still, Scorpio is going to benefit from this energy of Mars going direct. Obviously, Scorpio is actually co-ruled by Mars, so it'll affect Scorpio nonetheless. And also Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. So these are the signs that mostly affected by this water trine and the energy of Mars, Saturn, and Mercury. Also, Mercury in Pisces, and Mercury is the ruler of Gemini and Virgo. We have the North Node in Pisces and we have the South Node in Virgo. And as I said, Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury also rules Gemini, where Jupiter is sitting right now. And Jupiter is the ruler of Pisces. So there is a mutual reception between Jupiter in Gemini and Mercury in Pisces. But this mutual reception is a challenge by a square, because mutable signs square one another. All signs of same modality are squaring one another. And in this case, Jupiter squares Mercury. Jupiter at this point in time is at 11 degrees and 55 minutes and is forward, in a forward motion. And Mercury at this point is at Mercury is actually at 17 degrees in Pisces. Still within a square, within 6 orbs or 6 degrees. And it is applying. So what does that mean? This gives us the energy of, in order for us to achieve certain goal, we need to provide evidence. We need to have data and information to support us, and for us in order to sign agreements or orders or start something new. And this could be related to anything in your life, whether travel, because remember, Pisces or the 12th house rules travel, and Jupiter actually, so was Mercury. Both rule travel. If you want to travel, you need to be approved and you need to submit your application. This application need to be approved. And in order for this application to be approved, you have to have supportive documents. This is just an example. If we are signing an agreement or orders, executive orders, we need to have enough data in order for us to reach certain decision or any agreement with any other party. Jupiter squares Mercury, and with this mutual reception, it means as though Jupiter is telling Mercury, before I make any executive orders, I want you, Mercury, to support me, to provide me with the information I need, to provide me with enough data so that I know what kind of decision I have to make. So Jupiter is telling Mercury, go back, do your work, and don't come back to me until you finish your work, until you provide me with the evidence, with the proof, with the documentation, with the information. You need to dig deep and give me that information. You need to work hard in order for us to reach our goal, in order for us to meet deadlines, in order for us to announce certain decisions or sign, as I said, executive orders with others, or approve certain documentation, or in the legal system, or in the superior court, or in the court system, we have to make an order, a decision for a certain legal matter. That's what Jupiter, because Jupiter rules legal and legalities, right? Where Saturn is sitting too, in Pisces. So that's the challenge. Jupiter is challenging Mercury, and Mercury is going to station retrograde on March the 15th. So Mercury hasn't started the shadow period, which is the pre-retrograde period. It's going to be 5 to 10 days before the retrograde, but still, Mercury in the sign of Pisces is actually in detriment because he's in the sign opposite to the sign Mercury rules, which is Virgo. Mercury is not comfortable in the sign of Pisces because Mercury right now feels like there's lots of information, there's lots of lies. Remember, Neptune is still in Pisces as well. So there is some sort of delusion, illusion, confusion, or conflicting information. There is gossip, there are lies, there is deception. And I'm not going to say Pisces rules that, but that's what the 12th house is. Deception, lies. Mercury also rules, if Mercury, the lower vibrational of Mercury is gossip, lies, rumors. But Jupiter, the god of the Olympians, telling Mercury, don't come back to me with lies and BS. This mutual reception that is under the square of Jupiter and Mercury, or Gemini and Pisces, is very challenging in a sense that we have to verify the information we've received. We have to audit everything. We have to analyze this data. We can't just go by what the rumors or what the legacy media is telling us. We have to dig deep and find the truth and get to the core of the matter. Because once again, Jupiter wants to bring abundance and prosperity, but Mercury is confused and Jupiter can't take BS from anyone. So this is the challenge between Mercury and Jupiter. And Mercury actually conjunct Saturn in Pisces. And Saturn is the judge. Saturn is the lord of karma. Saturn is the taskmaster. So Saturn now is pushing Mercury really hard to dig deep, to find the information, to be honest, to tell the truth. to provide accurate information, accurate data, in order for Mars, the people, or where the people are, where the homeland is, where the family is, to take action, to take the initiative, to pursue their goal, and to achieve their goal. And I'm talking about Mars energy. And that's how this energy affects us on the mundane level. I'll be obviously talking about each of the zodiacal signs and tell you and explain to you how is this going to affect you on a personal level. But this is on the collective or the mundane level. So the square between Jupiter and Mercury, it also means that there are so many people dealing with dispute or legal matters, money matters, government matters, or government documents, or it could be related to trade or related to immigration, or it could be also related to health matters, drug trafficking, because remember, Pisces, the 12th house, rules escapism, rules psychedelics, rules drug trafficking, and rules immigration. Saturn presence in Pisces that rules all these things I mentioned is urging or is pushing Mercury to get to the core of the matter and so that we can resolve these issues. Because once again, Saturn is the judge or the lord of karma, and Jupiter is the legal system, and is also Saturn rules the government as well. Jupiter rules the court, the legal system, the constitution, rules faith and what we believe in. Jupiter also rules churches or mosques or synagogues or all these, or ashrams or worship places. So there will be issues also related to religion and the belief system. And that's what the square between Jupiter, Mercury, and Saturn. And that's the energy we feel due to the square between Jupiter and Gemini and Saturn and Mercury in Pisces. Let's get into the new moon in Pisces. So as you see in the chart here, there are so many activities. Actually, there is stellium in Pisces. And the stellium in Pisces means there's emphasis in this house. And there's lots of activities in this house. That's what the stellium is, because there are different multiple energies. So the new moon in Pisces is technically the conjunction between the moon and the sun at the same degree in the same house. And the new moon in Pisces is at 9 degrees and 40 minutes. And as I mentioned in previous videos, pretty much in every new moon video, since the new moon in Sagittarius, which was in November, I mentioned that we are in the 9-degree lunar cycle. And number 9 in numerology means ending. Number 9 in mathematics is the last single digits. So we are technically ending a cycle in order for us to start a new cycle or a new era. Because the next new moon, which is a solar eclipse, new moon solar eclipse in Aries, which is going to be at the end of March, it's going to be at 8 degrees and change, almost 9. So we are starting a new cycle, because at the same time, Neptune is going to enter Aries at the end of March. And we also going to start in March and in a new eclipse cycle, which is going to be in the axis of Pisces and Virgo. So we will have a full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo on March the 12th, and then we will have a new moon solar eclipse, which is the last eclipse of the axis with Aries and Libra. This is the last eclipse we will have, and it's going to be for a while until, the North Node moves into Aries the North Node moves into Libra, and the South Node in Aries. It's going to be a while, okay, for that cycle. But for the time being, now, this new moon solar eclipse in Aries is the last one. Let's just take it one step at a time, and let's focus on this new moon in Pisces. As I said, this new moon in Pisces will be on the 27th of February, and it'll be at 9 degrees and 40 minutes. The ruler of Pisces is Jupiter, and Jupiter is forward. The North Node is in Pisces. Saturn is forward and also in Pisces. So we have the Sun, the Moon, Saturn, Mercury, and the North Node, and Neptune, all in Pisces. And that's the stellium, so lots of activities in Pisces. Pisces now is so empowered by the presence of all of these planets, plus the Moon and the Sun, and the North Node. And as I mentioned, the ruler of the South Node, which is Virgo, ruled by Mercury. Mercury is in Pisces, or in the sign that's an opposition of the sign that Mercury rules. What does that mean? Virgo is the perfectionist. Virgo is analytical. Virgo is controlling, is dominant. Virgo is an earth sign and wants everything to be done perfectly. But we have the South Node there, and the ruler of this sign is in the opposite sign. So what does that mean? This is a call for us to think outside of the box and to just have faith. Give in to the divine and believe and trust. Let go and go with the flow. That's exactly what Mercury, very close to the North Node, because Mercury is right now at 17 degree and the North Node is at 27 degree in Pisces. In fact, by the new moon, sorry guys, I was looking at the 23rd of February, but the 27th of February, when we have the new moon, Mercury will be at 24 degrees. So it's actually conjunct the North Node, conjunct Neptune as well. And that's why I said Mercury now is in confusion. Mercury also, conjunction to Neptune means connection to the higher power, the higher source, and having faith and belief. Of course, as you all understand, when I say this is the energy, all of us, the collective, we will feel that energy. The energy of we have to think outside of the box. We have to let go of being perfectionist. We have to let go of being analytical and over-analytical. We have to have faith and belief in the higher source. So there is a spiritual awakening, and there is a spiritual call for us to connect with the higher power. The new moon in Pisces, or the energy of Pisces Virgo axis, is the energy of the victim mentality, is the energy of I am being sacrificed. I am a victim. Nobody cares about me. I have to give up and give in higher source because I'm the sacrifice, I'm the martyr, or I'm being martyred. Or I have to escape and resort to maybe alcohol or psychedelics or any other addictions to overcome that feeling of I am the sacrifice, I'm the martyr. I have to sympathize with everyone, but nobody sympathizes with me. The victim mentality. Oh, look at me, pity me. Nobody cares about me. Nobody look at me. I give love to everyone, no one gives me love. So how you overcome that? Virgo is the opposite sign. This is the mentality of Pisces, or that's the energy of Pisces. Virgo, opposite sign. In order for me to overcome this kind of victim mentality, I have to bury myself in providing service. Virgo is the sixth house, is the service provider for others. I have to work hard for everybody, and I have to be perfect in order to satisfy everyone. So this is the axis, or this is the energy of Pisces Virgo axis. This new moon in Pisces is telling you need to believe and you need to take care of yourself. You need to achieve your dreams. You need to take care of yourself inside out. Look after yourself. Heal yourself. By having trust and faith in the divine or God. By praying, meditating, whatever practice you do, you need to have faith and believe that you're worthy. Yes, you are worthy. You are worthy of love. So once again, this new moon in Pisces is giving us the energy that you are worthy. The energy of self-worth. The energy of receiving. The energy of having hope. The energy of there is justice. The energy of that we are going to be rewarded. And we should not bury ourselves in or drown into the escapism, because Pisces rules the waters, or Neptune actually rules the waters, deep waters. And that's where the illusion and delusion and escapism is. To hide and drown in the victim mentality or escapism. Once again, this new moon tells us that there is divine justice. So we need to have hope. We need to believe. And we need to understand that there is justice. This negative self-talk, which we need to overcome, and this victim mentality is very, very strong. If you have sun, rising, or specifically moon in the 12th house, it doesn't matter if it's Pisces or not. Of course, Pisces is number one, but if you have moon in the 12th house, you're gonna feel that as well. So let's say you are a Capricorn, but your moon is in Sagittarius. This means the moon is in your 12th house. So it'll embody the qualities of the 12th house. But the moon or stellium, if you have multiple planets in the 12th house, like the example I gave you, if you are Capricorn and you have multiple planets in Sagittarius, then your 12th house is emphasized. And you're going to experience that sacrifice and victim mentality, or being sacrificed, being ignored, neglected. Now also, sometimes Saturn in the 12th house gives you that energy as well. The energy of fear, of being isolated, of being alone. Nobody cares about you, nobody look at you. So be careful of that energy, because you will feel being isolated, or you are actually being pushed to be isolated. Like in the hermit mode, like, the hermit in tarot cards. And it's like you have no option but to resort to the divine and give up on life, give up on joy, give up on seeking happiness and fulfilling your dreams, because you're alone, nobody cares about you. That's the energy of the 12th house. Once again, the new moon in Pisces is telling you there is justice, there is divine justice, and there is hope. And this is just a temporary time or temporary period. So you really need to overcome that feeling. Now also, I want to speak briefly, although I spoke about Venus before, entered Aries. Venus will station retrograde in Aries on March the 1st. So right now, we are just a few days before, as I'm recording this video, it's about a week before Venus station retrograde. So Venus in Aries, it's about self-value. It's about how do I take care of myself, because Venus is embodying Mars qualities. Mars is direct on the 23rd. So Venus, even when Venus goes retrograde, it's about how I express myself. to the best of my ability? How do I show up to the public and regain my power? Even if I do stupid things, even if I do something weird. I'm not talking about me, I'm just explaining the Venus energy in Aries. Because Aries is all about me, myself, and I. So Venus. And I've explained that in the previous video, and I said Venus retrograde in Aries, we're going to see lots of feminism activities, weird activities, new cultural trends, fashion, new weird and new fashion trends. That's out of ordinary. That's what Venus retrograde. And we will see also women doing like weird things, just like to grab the attention. You know, the attention grabbers. That's what I call them. But in a weird way, especially on social media. Not only on social media, even out in the public. Call for nudity and call for, or activism related to LGBTQ community. Something that's not acceptable by the society. That's what Venus retrograde is. Because she's going to be in opposition to Lilith. So Lilith, dark moon Lilith, is the trigger for Venus to behave in a way that's unethical, out of ordinary, or do things that's not acceptable by the society. It could be also, as I said, nudity or calling for nudity, going out naked, because dark moon Lilith, from the name, from it's self-explanatory, it's dark energy, triggering Venus. Opposition is not a square. Opposition is a trigger. Things will happen to trigger you to do something. Whatever that thing is, to take action. Lilith and Venus, opposite one another. And Lilith actually squares Pluto. So it's not only the trigger for unethical things, it's also doing things hidden, behind the scene, suspicious activities, taboo, such as sex trafficking, drug trafficking, prostitution, all of this listed under Lilith and Pluto, especially when Mars is actually forward. So we will see all these activities during Venus retrograde in Aries. And it'll be mostly being done by female or females, women, girls. It doesn't matter. Feminine energies. It'll be very potent during Venus retrograde in Aries. But also Venus retrograde in Aries is the call to take care of yourself. What makes you happy? What fulfills you? Or me? How do I express myself in a way that I am front and center, where people can notice me? You'll be in the spotlight, because that's what Aries energy is. Now Venus retrograde in Aries is the second house of Pisces. And once again, I'm going to talk about each of the zodiacal signs, but that's the energy that we will feel. So I just want to point out to one last thing before I move into each of the zodiacal signs. The 9th degree is the degree of Sagittarius, which is actually ruled by Jupiter as well. But 9th degree is connected to Mars. And if we think about Sagittarius, fire sign, Mars rules Aries, fire sign. This is all about having joy, having fun, enjoying yourself, taking care of yourself. Be happy, be optimistic. Because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is all about optimism. And Mars is to take action and to do whatever it takes to be happy, to have fun, to enjoy yourself, go out and about, get into gatherings with family, friends, and also to be open-minded. And once again, think outside the box. Come up with new ideas. And most importantly, don't forget that number 9 is a spiritual number. Whatever you do, always have faith and belief and trust. So, now let's get into each of the zodiacal signs and know how this Mars station or Mars retrograde and the new moon in Pisces will affect us on a personal level. Aries. The new moon in Pisces is actually in your 12th house. So your 12th house is very activated. There are multiple planets in the 12th house. Saturn, the Lord of Karma, is in your 12th house and been there for a while. Neptune is in your 12th house. The North Node now is in your 12th house. The moon and the sun are in your 12th house. And Mercury just joined and is in your 12th house. Venus, as we speak, is in your house. So what does that mean? As I mentioned earlier, the 12th house is the house of having faith, belief, is to overcome that victim mentality of I am being sacrificed, I am not worthy, I am giving, and nobody's giving back to me. Nobody cares about me. I am being isolated. The new moon is a call for you to have faith. It's like a spiritual awakening for you, is to believe in the divine, to believe in the higher source. So your spiritual abilities are heightened at this point. You're probably having visions or vivid dreams. You're connecting to your inner self, your higher self. You're connecting to the divine through meditation, prayers, rituals, whatever. You recognize the importance of being connected to the divine. Also, Mars, your ruler, is in your 4th house, is going forward now. So, the sense of being isolated, the sense of having issues or disagreement with family or some family dynamics issues you've been dealing with, or you feel you're being triggered, or it could be even a loss, or you're grieving a loss of a dear one. You are going to heal all of these issues with the new moon in Pisces and with Mars direct. You feel like you're being energized because Saturn in your 12th house is empowering your ruler, Mars, and is telling you, move on, get things done, take action. Saturn is giving you the green light. Mercury trines Mars, your ruler, in your 4th house as well. This can manifest on multiple levels. On one level, it's communication with your family members, connecting with them, opening up, having open-minded in your communication with your family. Even the family who they are still in the, your place of origin, where you were born. If you are immigrated, or if you are no longer in the place of origin where you were born. But it could be also connection with family members who they live in far places, far away from where you live. So you are reconnecting, you're healing these issues with your family. For others, you could be making some repairs to your home. Now Mars direct, and especially during the period of Mars stationing direct, because when Mars station direct, the energy is very potent, is very fiery, is very impulsive, is very foolish. Let's put it that way. It's sudden, shocking, it's blunt. So when I say blunt, you could be saying something harsh to others, even to yourself. It's also explosive energy. So you gotta be very careful, Aries. Because once again, when a fiery planet like Mars stations, so it's in a full stop right now, to get ready to move forward, the energy is going to be very, very fiery and explosive. Be careful when you drive. Be careful what you say. Be careful when you do any sort of activities. You might get injured. Be careful, Aries. Aries and Scorpio will be affected the most, but since this reading is for Aries, you need to really take extra precaution. Now, once again, the 4th house trines the 12th house. So you are getting support. You are getting the communication you need. You are signing agreements. And you are getting the data you've been looking for, or the help you need. Could be from family members as well. What worth noting also is Jupiter is forward in your 3rd house in Gemini, and Gemini sextiles with you, Aries. Jupiter is the ruler of your 12th house. So Jupiter also is giving you the green light related to anything about communication or related to any sort of communication, travel. For some of you, Aries, I see you buying a method of transportation, either a vehicle, motorcycle, whatever. Or there going to be short distance travel in the very near future. Alternatively, you probably buying a new gadget, piece of electronics, a laptop, I don't know, a cell phone, or a software, or learning a new software. Or could be also launching your social media account for a side hustle to increase your income. So I see all these activities around Jupiter in your 3rd house, Saturn and Mercury in your 12th house, the new moon in your 12th house, and Mars, your ruler, in your 4th house. And once again, for others, I see healing to some sort of, family drama, or a loss in the family, or maybe a childhood wounds and trauma, but on all levels, I see spiritual awakening for you, Aries. So let me get some tarot cards for the energy of the new moon and Mars in your direct in your 4th house. Ooh, so many cards, Aries. These are so many cards, I'm not going to take them all. So I got a card that's flipped out, which is Knight of Pentacles. I'm not going to pull so many tarot cards, okay? I'm also going to get some affirmation cards and oracle cards related to love and romance. Okay, so I got 3 cards for you. So I got the Knight of Pentacles, Strength, and 10 of Cups. This is very beautiful. I see offer coming your way. It's a slow and steady, but it's for a long term. It's based off or built on solid foundation. So I also see that you were able to overcome some financial hardship. And I also see increase in your income or some financial support coming your way. But you persevered. You've been patient enough and strong enough to overcome the feeling of lack of either emotional support or financial support, because you are getting them all. I see also celebration and fulfillment on the home front or in the family dynamics. I see you celebrating, I see you going out and about, enjoying your time and having fun. Let me pull a couple of cards for on the romantic level. I got 2 cards. Okay. You got hookup and unfinished business. Oh wow. So unfinished business and hookup. It's not over. Patterns, back and forth and baggage. So apparently on the romantic level, you are dealing with some sort of baggage, some sort of back and forth negotiation, unfinished business. For some of you, maybe you're negotiating a division of asset or separation. For others, could be, hooking up with your ex, getting together after separation of or being apart for a long time. Or it could be a hookup, like a one-night stand. It seems to me it's a hookup, literally a one-night stand type of dynamic. It's not based off deep, emotions or genuine emotions and love. Addiction. It's sex and addiction. So it's being very specific here. Mars, your ruler, is forward. Mars also the ruler of your 8th house. And this actually speaks of sexual interactions, speaks of being sexually active, speaks of, literally a one-night stand type of relationship. Or it could be also a very deep connection. It could be either or. And that's why you got unfinished business. So probably you're going back to your partner, ex-partner. Okay, so I'm just gonna get an oracle card for you, Aries, and an affirmation card. So for your oracle card, you got your true tribe can't show up until you do. Your true tribe can't show up until you do. How can you show more of the real you? So unless you show up to your true tribe, that's when they're gonna show up for you. Unless you express who you truly are, to find the place where you belong, to find the soul tribe, to find the like-minded people, you have to speak up of who you truly are, of your individuality. You have to basically embrace your individuality to find your soul tribe, to find your like-minded people. That's really what this oracle card speaks of. So you need to show your true colors to find your soul tribe. Your affirmation is, the big question is whether you are going to be able to say a hearty yes to your adventure. So the question is, or the big question is, whether you are going to be able to say a hearty yes to your adventure. In other words, take a leap of faith and go forward and start a new adventure. Let go of fear. Let go of illusion. Let go of doubts and have faith. Believe and trust. And that's when you're gonna find your soul tribe. That's what I have for you, Aries. Have a happy new moon in Pisces. Hi, Taurus. Taurus, this new moon in Pisces is going to happen in your 11th house. Uranus is still in your sign and forming a sextile with with Saturn and Mercury in Pisces in your 11th house, and Jupiter in your 2nd house, forming a square with this new moon, and the Sun in your 11th house. Mars also in your 3rd house is trining Saturn in the 11th house, and Taurus, you are ruled by Venus, which is going to be retrograde or stationing retrograde in your 12th house. Oh wow, Taurus, what an energy. So that tells me that's probably you are looking to get to team up with new friends, or maybe to go to church or whatever your place of worship, and join in new groups, spiritual group. For some of you, you are connected with a spiritual healer to heal some sort of feeling of regrets or feelings of I feel regrets of something you've done in the past, and you want to heal that. You've been beating up yourselves for doing something that's probably wasn't in alignment with your higher self. You regret something you've done, or you've done something wrong and you don't know how to overcome that feelings of guilt, if you know what I mean. On the other hand, as a Jupiter in your 2nd house squares Saturn in your 11th, that tells me, because your 2nd house is the house of your values, your tangible values, how you value yourself, and the money coming obviously from your work. It's forming a square with Saturn. So there could be an issue related to a source of income or the feeling of self-value. You could be doubting yourself, doubting your ability to achieve something, or to keep your income, an ongoing income, or to increase your income. I feel some challenges or obstacle related to your 2nd house, as Saturn is the Lord of Karma. There could be something you have done, and I'm not gonna lie to you, Taurus. That's what I feel, and that's what I even seen during the full moon in Leo. Because Saturn is the Lord of Karma. Saturn is the justice system. So for others also, it could be there could be some karmic relationship with a group of people that you belong to or you've been working with. There could be some legality related to the group or the team you work with, or if you, for instance, you're not working, it could be some group you belong to, or friend. There could be some issues related to these friends. There could be gossip. There could be issue related to debt or money owed to a friend, or a friend owes money to you. But nonetheless, because there is there is some spiritual connection. I see you seeking spiritual guidance or counsel, either at the place of worship, or it could be through I don't know, once again, spiritual counseling. It could be even meditation, prayers, and that sort of things, or joining a new group. So that is a sudden spiritual awakening you experience during this time. This is like a wake-up call for you to end the way of thinking, or a way of, because I'm not gonna lie to you, Taurus, you're stubborn. You're one of the most fixed signs, okay? So the way of, you were very controlling, very dominant, okay? My way or the highway. You really need to change that type of mentality. You need to cooperate and work with your team members, and you need to show some sympathy to the people you work with, or your friends, okay? Because also Taurus is all about my money, and you know, maintain a sense of stability, in maintain a sense of financial stability. So Taurus, you really need to overcome that, you know, a sense of control, sense of I have to be, you know, control everyone around me, and I have, there's one card only flipped out, so I'm gonna get another card, or the sense of that I have to do whatever it takes in order for me to, you know, achieve that financial stability, even if it means that, you know, I have to fight with my friends, or, you know, or I have to fight with my co-workers in order to reach a certain goal, or in order to be promoted. You need to heal that kind of mentality, and you need to sympathize with others. And once again, I got two cards for you, Taurus. I got the Two of Wands and a Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles and Two of Wands. So once again, as Jupiter squares Saturn in your 11th house, and Jupiter is in your 2nd house, there could be once again a legal matter related to a team you work with, or a group of people or friends, or a group that you belong to, or there's some business dealings between you and this group. There's obstacles, because square is literally a challenge. It's an obstacle. There's nothing comes positive out of square. Square is always challenge, is always blockish, and you have to overcome that. So for some of you, and because Jupiter is in your 2nd house, squares also Mercury, the ruler of the 2nd house. So for some of you, there is some sort of lack of support, being isolated, or lack of financial support, financial hardship, because that's what the Five of Pentacles is being isolated, is being alone. There's lack, there's the feeling of I have no support of any sort. So at this point in time, you are planning the Two of Wands. You are planning to overcome this lack mentality, this victim mentality, the mentality of I have no support. Well, you need to ask for support, and you need to be supportive in order to receive support. It works two ways, Taurus, right? Let's get some, I don't know why the Love Oracle cards are flipped. Okay, so you got divine timing and new love. Divine timing and new love. So whatever you're trying to change now or looking for, or maybe you are looking to start a new relationship, it says wrong timing, stalemate, waiting for perfect timing, waiting for divine timing. So if you are, because once again, Venus is going to retrograde in few days in your 12th house. And Venus is your ruler Taurus, okay? So if you are trying to go for honeymoon or start a new relationship or getting pregnant, this is not the right time. That's technically what this message is. You need to wait for the divine timing, because this is not the right time to start a new relationship. You need to wait. And you got no strings. So this, to me, says that you're trying to connect with the wrong person, with wrong people. It could be also, if it's not a relationship, if it's not a romantic relationship, then it is a group that you are not supposedly to be connecting with. A group that you're gonna experience lots of hardship with, that they're not gonna provide you with the support that you're looking for, the emotional and the financial support. There's no strings whatsoever, no connection. So you need to wait for the divine timing to connect with your soul tribe, with the right people, with the people who are going to be willing to provide you with the support you're seeking. Okay, there are two cards here. I'm just going to take one. You are the truth seeker, awakening, actualizing, and transcending. How can you invite more grace to guide you? You are the truth seeker, awakening, actualizing, and transcending. So to me, this speaks to you have to connect to your higher self. You have to seek the truth. You need to wake up, literally. You can't just keep dreaming. You can't live in the illusion and delusion. You need a wake-up call. You need to connect with your higher self. Okay? That's literally what this card tells me. And your affirmation is, I am not a has-been. I am a will-be. I am not a has-been. I am a will-be. Which means don't dwell in the past. Move on and start new. Because it's all about what you're going to be, what you will be. It's not about what has been. That's what I have for you, Taurus. I wish you a happy new moon in Pisces. Hi, Gemini. Gemini, the new moon in Pisces is happening in your 10th house, the house of your legacy, the house of your status, and your public image. It's a new moon, but it squares you because both of you are mutable signs. Also, your ruler, Mercury, is in Pisces, squares Jupiter in your sign. So although there is a mutual reception, but it's a square nonetheless. So that tells me you probably waiting for a promotion, or you ask for a promotion at work, or you're looking to advance and progress in your career, or even in the group where you belong to, or in your community, or even in your family. But there are blockages There are obstacles in your way. This is not being communicated. There is delay in the process. Once again, Mercury is your ruler. There could be some sort of requirements that you did not meet. There could be a lack of documentation. There could be a miscommunication or misunderstanding. Because once again, Mercury, your ruler, is squaring Jupiter in your sign. So there is a call for you to take a new or different approach, an unconventional approach to this matter. How you can convince your boss to approve your promotion in a different way. Maybe you need to work harder. Maybe you need to prove yourself. Maybe you need to take more responsibilities. Could be anything. Or doing something that's out of ordinary to bring the attention to you, to achieve something out of ordinary, to convince others that you're worthy of this advancement or progress. Jupiter is direct in your sign, which means you have faith that this is going to happen, but maybe this is not the right time for it. I'm talking now. But you still have that faith that this is going to happen. That's what the new moon in Pisces is. You have to believe and trust in the process. Now, not only Mercury, your ruler, squares Jupiter in your sign, but also Saturn, the Lord of Karma, opposing Jupiter in your sign. So that tells me, once again, there could be lack of lack of documentation, legal documentation. For some of you, you could be seeking work in a foreign land, but this is not the right time. Or there could be or you're waiting to travel, or maybe even you working in a foreign land, but you don't have enough documentation in order to secure that promotion or that higher up level. Because once again, for instance, you're not a citizen, or you don't have PR in that country. So once again, you need to have faith, because Jupiter in your sign, the ruler of this new moon in your the sign that you squares with you, is telling you you need to wait. This is not the right time. But also have faith, because things will come to fruition. And the cards that came out for you is the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Fool, and the Devil. So you have two major arcana, the Fool and the Devil. You're obsessed about something. You're obsessed about travel. You're obsessed about starting something new. You're obsessed about or you're rushing into, because that's what the Fool sometimes means, although the Fool usually takes risk, takes a leap of faith to start something new, to start to travel. But there is a warning here for you not to rush. Because it looks like the risks are, or the risk overweighs the benefit of this, of I don't know, of this destination you're traveling to. I see lots of fear. I see insomnia and staying up at night and, you know, literally fear. That could be the devil, the fear, you know, and you need to take leap of faith to overcome this fear. That could be the devil, really. That could be the illusion you live in. You can't move on because there is deep fear in you. There is hesitancy. There is lack of trust in the divine, you know. So there could be also a fear related to, you know, obviously why we fear something, why we're fearful, because we don't know. The unknown is scary because we don't know what could happen in the future. We don't know if we're going to succeed or fail. And that's where the fear comes from. And fear, once again, is illusion. And this illusion you live in is an obstacle in your way to reach your goal. But the fear I see here with the Nine of Swords and the Devil is overwhelmingly paralyzing you. You can't take any decision. You can't make up your mind. There could be a past experience related to failure or related to, yeah, it could be a failure. It could be, unpleasant experience, and that's why you don't want to take another experience. You don't want to take risk. You don't want to take leap of faith because you keep thinking of this past experience. And that's what the Jupiter squares your ruler, Mercury, and squares Saturn as well. That's literally what it means. And here you go again. You got, oh my God, and I just looked at the bottom. Okay, so you got hookup, and you got heartbreak, and mask. Heartbreak and mask. Hidden motive, conceal, disguise, and lying. So you're probably dealing with deceptive, toxic, or you are involved in a deceptive, toxic relationship. That's all based off hookup, one night stand. It's not deep. It's not genuine. It breaks your heart. It makes you sad. And that's why you got the Nine of Swords and the Devil. You're addicted. You're obsessed by this person. But for this person, it's just a one night stand. It's a hookup. It's casual. It's a casual relationship. It's a fling. It's not genuine. It's not based on, deep emotions or real, genuine emotions. It breaks your heart. It hurts. There's betrayal, grief, and disappointment. Because this person is wearing a mask. It's not genuine. I don't know how else I can say it. Now also Jupiter is not only, this card just came out here, so I'm gonna take it. Oh my God, pregnancy. Oops. Fake news, DNA. So it could be you, it could be the person you're dealing with. He came with fake news and, or she came with fake news and she told you that she's pregnant. So you need to get the DNA to verify that pregnancy. because you're dealing with a person. It's a one night stand, okay? With a person who's a deceptive liar, toxic, okay? And they came back to you with fake news and telling you that they are pregnant. Wow. I don't know, Gemini, did I see this in the previous reading? The reading I did during the full moon in Leo? Because I remember this card came either to you or Taurus. Literally. I don't know. I'm so sorry, Gemini. Okay, so there are multiple cards here. I'm just gonna take one. Breathe. The moment matters most. How can you focus on the moment and appreciate all that is well? So breathe. Take a deep breath and focus on the matter, the current matter. That's basically what it is. You need to focus on what you're dealing with right now. You can't just ignore it. Maybe focus on these fake news, getting a DNA, verify the pregnancy. It doesn't have to be really pregnancy. It could be just fake news, lies, deception. Person you hooked up with, you connected with, based off fling or casual relationship, and they're chasing you, they're obsessed with you, or it could be you. I don't know. You know your situation, Gemini. So the affirmation you have is, if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in coming hours. I'm gonna read it again. If one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in coming hours. So, this really tells you that you have to believe in your dreams. You have to focus on the situation or on your dream, your goal. You have to be confident. You have to believe. Believe in the dream that you've imagined, or what you've imagined that you're going to achieve. Focus on it. Focus all your efforts on it. You are going to be rewarded by unexpected success in coming hours. As simple as that. That's what I have for you, Gemini. Have a happy new moon in Pisces.